home listing prices post another record decline, boosting affordability for buyers. Listing prices are basically crashing when it comes to the median list price, and yet the median purchase price continues to make a new all-time high. Now, if you are just trying to figure out what the heck is going on, what I want to do today is explain how both of these can be true at the same time. And we're going to use Nashville data to explain what is happening. Now, what is Realtor.com reporting? June saw the national median asking price fall 2.5% from a year ago to $430,000. One important part about what Realtor.com reports on is they take all listings together. That means condos and single families are not separated. This is extremely important because of what I'm about to share with you next. If we were to look in Nashville's data, what we would find, active listings priced under $300,000 are up almost 30%, whereas if we looked at all of active listings are only up 9%. That means this $300,000 price band is rapidly increasing at a much faster pace than any other price band. Now, if we take pricing, let's just look at the median list price here. All bands, median list price, it was up to $600,000 in 2023. It's now down to $542,000, another drop. What is going on here? Why is the median list price continue to drop? If we look at the median sales price, what we see in the median sales price, especially if we zone in on single family, all-time high here in Nashville, what is being purchased is not representative of what is listing. If you're using list price to understand the direction of the market, what you'll find is they're completely detached with what people are purchasing. The key here happens to be in the under 300,000. This would be the cheapest part of the market. It was a part of the market that made up a huge chunk of sales, probably half the sales in 2020. Now only makes up maybe 5% of the sales is the under 300,000. So what is happening? Well, only 1 in 4 listings under 300,000 is a detached house. That means 3 of the 4 are going to be your townhouses, HPR attached, condos, etc. That is what is driving the drop in list price. Okay, Nashville's fastest growing price tier is its cheapest. This is good news, by the way. I remember doing this just a couple years ago, and the inventory was non-existent. Problem with that is half the demand is in detached houses, and yet where we're seeing the growth is in the townhouses and condos. You can see it right here. Condos plus townhouses skyrocketing. There were only 195 in July of 23. Now there's 768. Whereas if you look at detached houses, there's 287. When you look at sales, what you'll find is that the months of supply in the detached house market is still under 2 months supply. So if you have a detached house listed under 300,000, which believe me, the quality, put on that filter 300,000, see what you get. The quality is low. 2 months supply in detached houses. Townhouses, there's 4.7 months supply. In condos, there's an 8-month supply. The condo market is just piling up. It's so big, in fact, that it's pulling the median list price down. Depending on the price band and the property type, you may not feel like list price is going down at all. In fact, if we normalize, let's just look median sold price per foot. And what we see is the market's completely flat. Even though the median sales price is making another record, the median price per foot is completely flat. Nobody's paying any more per foot than they were last year. Even in Wilson County, which by the way has seen the most demand growth, it's still up 26%. It was up 50% at one point this year. It's well above where it's been in the past several years. And yet what we see is zero price growth when it comes to median sales price per foot. Zero price growth. It's basically flat. If you're in the 1 to 2 million range, price per foot's going up in a lot of areas. It's absolutely wild. Davidson County, it's down slightly. Contract volume's been well above last year. This is a growing market, the 1 to 2 million market, growing big time. 2+ million. It's down 13%, but look at the skyrocketing. Now, what can we take away for the next few months? What does this mean for the next few months? Well, first of all, you're going to continue to see the dynamic of the under 300 active listings continue to grow, in my opinion. Now, it has tapered off, but this is single family. When you include condos, there's no sign of tapering. Condos and townhouses are pushing up the active listings in the under 300. I think this is going to continue to grow. There's now 1,100 in greater Nashville. It is a market where if you are buying under 300,000 houses, you should be incredibly aggressive on your offers and incredibly patient. If there was a risk in the housing market, it is in the under 300. The cheaper the house, the higher the risk, which sounds counterintuitive. You are seeing townhouses just get obliterated. Here's a perfect example. If you look at this neighborhood, it's in the west side of Nashville and Bellevue. And if you look, you can see what appears to be basically flat pricing, right? You even have some breaking out as an all-time high on a price per foot. However, if we are to normalize on just the townhouses and the zero lot lines, just the attached condos, what we see, they peaked at 300 per foot in June of 22, and now they're heading towards 250 a foot. This is an interior unit, 2-bed, 2.5 bath, 1,216 square feet. It sold for $350,000 in June of 22. Now we have same floor plan. We have an end unit, and it went for $305 2 weeks ago. Now, single family, detached has stabilized. Okay, they were much higher, but they have really tapered off. The higher up you go in the price band, the more contract volume there has been. Contract volume peaked in May, and now it's down about 10% from where it was. And it's going to continue to feel better in terms of buyer competition for the rest of the year. Now, there are spurts like $2 million condos. For whatever reason, they always pop in the spring and the fall. I don't know why. It just seems like that's where it pops. Interestingly enough, that didn't happen this year. My guess is it probably happened in like one of the condo units that's offline, like the Pullman or the Emory or somewhere else. If you're in Franklin, and we actually saw a pop in August, which I think is interesting. Last year, we saw a pop in August. We could see a pop again in August this year. I often think like Wilson County, we are off the charts in terms of demand. We have not seen this much demand in years, probably pre-pandemic. I don't know that we've ever seen this much demand in Wilson County ever. Now, I don't have the data to prove that, but my guess is just given the number of, a lot of it's new builds, but I mean, that's a lot of existing. Existing is off the charts, up 25%. I had a buyer interested in a house in Mount Juliet. Demand is, 26% up, and yet the house wasn't moving. I tried to explain to the sellers, like, your house is not moving. This is overpriced. I have a buyer, but they're just not going to overpay for it. We're kind of at a standstill on that one. They're continuing to hold off. And my buyers, they're reasonable, but they're just not going to overpay for a house. And so I told my buyers, I'm like, don't overpay. Don't budge. Why? Because demand's likely going to drop for the rest of the year. Let's look at active listings in Wilson. Active listings continue to go up. They're 6.5% above where they were last year. And I'm willing to bet we see another pop here. If demand continues to decline and active listings continue to grow, it's only better for my buyers. That's only better for them to be patient. Sumner also, active listings have been way up, 17% contract volume. Also way up in the spring. It's kind of tapered now. It's about flat. If you're in Sumner, I'd love to hear your theories about why it's calmed down. Is there any reason? Is this just seasonal? Looks seasonal to me. The best data you can use is county data and then neighborhood data. If you can zoom in on a neighborhood, and even better, price band and type. But I'd love to hear what you think. Do you think that the median list price dropping is going to lead to softening in all property types in all areas? Or is this just townhouses and condos? I'd love to hear from you. And with that, I hope you all have a great weekend, great rest of the day. Stay cool out there. Happy Independence Day.